Everybody knows that the bungee guide is flexible. I wrap it around my leg, people put it behind their back and things like that. But I had a caver ask me the other day, they wanted something that they could really put into a small pack as they're descending into pits. Evidently, he wants to be able to make everything very small. It's not like a tree climber or somebody else going up a rope. But anyway, for whatever reason he needed, he asked me if he could fold it. And you can't fold this. There's tubes in there that would get creased, and you'd lose the effectiveness of the bungee. But here's what I came up with. This is kind of cool. So this is that SAKA completely. It's all bundled up, and I'm going to show you what we did with it. But basically, I just cut the tubes and folded them over. But because the design of the SAKA is very different than anything else, in that the tether or the weight-bearing member of the SAKA is totally independent of the bungee guide or the tending forces. And so because those are separate, it gives me the opportunity to do so many other things that I've discussed earlier. So I'll take this apart and show you what I did. Okay, so you kind of have to reassemble it. And you know, there's the tube. I'll take that and put it back down there. But just briefly, so there is put back together. And again, as the climber steps down on it, the weight-bearing tether is not affected. The Velcro keeps everything in a line. And you can see that the bungee still has great effectiveness, works really well. So I think you can see how that works. Let me show you what I did. And this is a owner modification, but let me show you how I did this, and it is pretty slick. So if you cut, and you have to be very careful when you do that because there's this Velcro that's in the middle. If you cut the plastic tube, just take a really sharp knife, ceramic or razor blade or whatever, and you cut that, and be careful not to go past that where you're going to cut into this. This is just Velcro on the sides, but it's strong enough to keep it together. You can see that by cutting that, I get the folded feature. It's just basically like a tent pole, so you can fold it all up. Now when you cut that, you do have to you'll fold that over, and you do have to put a little bit of a slice right down, running parallel to the bungee, a little slice on the Velcro. Otherwise the Velcro pulls too tight. When you get ready to do this, take the bungee completely out. In fact, hold on, I'll show you. So you take the bungee out of the bungee guide and pretty much segment it into 3 equal pieces. So I'm not going to measure this right now, I just want to show you cutting it. And then I just take, and I'm going to be very careful without cutting my fingers or without cutting through. And this is the tricky part. You're going to have to be real careful to cut just the plastic and not go through that. So I've got one cut there, and then I'll take the other one. And very carefully, there we go. So now you can see now I've cut the plastic tube, and the tubes are all cut. And then I'll take, in fact, I'll do this right now too. Open that up, and I'm just going to take and kind of seal that, the webbing. You'll get the threads and stuff like that. So those are kind of all set up. So now, when I do that, you can see that this makes a tight corner there now. So what I have to do to make it fold a little easier is just, again, without cutting the Velcro. Just cut down that slide just a little bit, and cut down this side just a little bit. And now you have a bungee guide that will fold both ways. You can see the tube there. I'll clean that up a little again. I'd probably use a hot knife or something, but most people don't have that. So you can just melt it. Put a little heat on those threads so that the threads don't get all crazy. And there it just folds over, and you have nice bungee. I put another one here, and then you put the bungee back in it, and there you've got a great little thing that just folds up. Wrap it up, put it in a bag, put it in your pocket. Folds really small. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. So I just took the sock that normally goes around the bottom. Probably a little more work than I'd want to do for intermediate climbs and such, but there's the whole deal. You can hang it, whatever. That's the complete SAKA. Fold it up. Thanks for watching.